Thank you very much, colleagues, for the questions that are going to assist this house. Let me start with the first one, how soon? Colleagues, let me be honest and fair with you that the Speaker does not determine that, but the MEC will determine, because as it is, we're communicating with them, giving them that report. Then it's them that are going to go out to give ahead and advertise, but it must take place within 90 days. But given the circumstances where we are, maybe they may like to come forward and say some things, maybe dispute and all of those things. So I cannot say as when will this happen, by elections happen. But it's normally that it's going to be taking place within 90 days. But in the meantime, what we're going to do as a council, we've got the PR councillors that are also working hand in hand with the ward councillors. And those councillors will be announced as to who will be caretaking those wards that are vacant at this moment, to ensure that service delivery is not compromised in this process while it's taking place. I think that one is clear. Then the second one, the processes, where the processes followed. Colleagues, the processes were fairly followed. Number one, the council, my office will always issue the notice of meeting after it has received the information or the items from the office of the executive mayor. Then we'll issue the notice to each and every councillor, all 38 councillors. Then we'll ensure that with the traffic cop officer will go straight to the house or to where that honorable councillor is to hand over that formal invitation indicating the date and the time and the place where that meeting is going to take place. That one is fair. And then number two, having noticed that on the second meeting, still there is no attendance of these honorable councillors. Then means were made in terms of the standing rules and orders from Mkhondo Municipal Council to say, if the councillor has not been attending the meeting, 2 consecutive meetings, the minimum, then a letter must be written to that particular councillor. Then those means were made to call the councillor to order to account, to say, then we are expected to come on the meeting on this date, but you did not pitch up. Then could you kindly give at least a reason as to why you did not attend that particular meeting? But unfortunately, with the honorable councillors that are listed here, the procedure is in terms of dealing with letters from my office. They'll always ignore them, number one, refuse to sign, refuse to accept those letters from the office. And yet those are legal documents. It's a standing rule that the councillors must attend the meeting. And it's money for the municipality to send out the car as far as maybe about 50 kilometers just to drop a letter, and only to find that particular councillor is refusing to receive or to note that one. So meaning to say there was defiance in that regard, because we're trying to ensure that they come forward, they attend meetings, because the non-attendance means that to say that as the council we cannot take decisions in their absentia on behalf of their ward. We cannot even know as to what that the particular ward requires going forward. And then it became a frustration. It was not an easy or a pleasurable experience to come to this conclusion. Because we tried, because if a person is not responding, is not wanting to receive, then how do you assist that person? Practically, you cannot hold that person at gunpoint and give him the letter, make him read and make him sign. But it's a democratic country to do that. So we did follow as expected. We did right on the second meeting as the law prescribed from Mkhondo Municipality. This is how you should handle the matters in such instances. But our means failed. Then we could not delay the service delivery, because when we were voted in, maybe let me clarify this, colleagues. that when we campaigned as members of different political parties, we campaigned as councillors, wanting to assist and work for the people. So we must be called to account. That's what we must do from time to time. Hence, it became a disappointment. And you will note that the letters were written to the councillors on the 5th. And we waited, maybe to say, they'll come forward so that we can engage, because now they have been dismissed. But there were no means to come forward and engage, so that maybe we can rescind the decision. But there were no means. Then hence you find us issuing the statement on the 23rd, because we're still awaiting the human nature to kick in, to ensure that, because we love the people of our councillors, and the people elected them because they trust them. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Somlomo, for the clarity. I hope you have covered all the 4 questions. Nkalambuti, Somlomo, uwathinte wonke lembuzo benibuziwe. Maybe sizoya round your thing in case you want to do a follow-up question. But I think Somlomo ucacisile ngokusobala ukuthi umbuzo oqala angeke akwazi noma umasipala ngeke akwazi ukusho ukuthi amakhansela amanye replacewa nini when siyomele ukuthi asho lokho. Nanokuthi ama-processes alandelwa yini, Somlomo sokucacisile ukuthi alandeliwe ama-processes, kwenziwa konke ukubaluleka okuzikile Somlomo. Then-ke kumele ekuzokhetha yokugcina nayo futhi uyachaza Somlomo noma umkhandlu uyakubeka ukuthi kunama-PR councillors azokhona ukuthi ancedise kulama-ward lapho okungasena amakhansela khona. Then siya kwi-second round if I've noted, Mkhondo noted, Sianda also noted. These are the only two because we're closing after Sianda and Mkhondo. Thank you. Mkhondo,
Ngoba kakhulu ukubheka engingathanda nje ukubuza kuSomlomo ukuthi mhlambe lama-PR councillors singawalindela ukuthi emphakathini mhlambe athulelane nomphakathi lama-PR councillors kungaba isikhathi esingakanani, ngoba sibona nje ukuthi mhlambe umphakathi Mkhondo ulindele kakhulu i-service delivery. Mhlambe uSomlomo isikhathi nje sokuthi ama-PR councillor athulwe emphakathini ukuthi akhona ukusebenzisana nomphakathi.
Ngicela ukubuza kuhlonishwa amakhansela njengoba esexoshiwe athi uSomlomo balindele isinqumo from u-MEC ey'nsukwini eziwu-90 kusuka manje. Ngabe amakhansela lawa njengoba amagama awo engaka-withdrawa kwa-IEC, umasipala uyaqhubeka nokuwakhokhela? Yabo.
Thank you, Sianda. I propose your first question was that when are the PR councillors going to be replaced or introduced to the community? Because seemingly we are struggling on my issues pertaining to service delivery. I hope Somlomo has captured that question. And the second question, briefly, is still what you're asking: are the councillors still getting incentives of salaries as of now? Somlomo, question.
Thank you very much. And let me try to respond in both languages. Okay. First, the PR councillors, let me say the procedure. We've got the council chambers where we take all the resolutions or the decisions as to what's going to happen. So this one is also the issue of identifying those PR councillors that are going to be assisting, supporting those wards. It still must go to the council meeting very soon. It will happen very soon, because as you say that we cannot wait for too long. We are going to be doing that one. Very soon on, I'm going to call you again to announce to you to say these are the councillors that are going to be taking those vacant wards. And I must bring to your attention that the PR councillors are the councillors that are they officially work with the ward councillor. They work in tools in a particular ward, and then come all the structures. But the ward councillor works with the PR councillor in each and every ward. That is the position. Like that's a position as what how it is happening. Engachaza ukuthi angeke ngikwazi ukuthi ngisho ngesikhathi, but angifuna ukusho ukuthi ke khona amaduze nje zonke izinto inqumo sithatha e-council chamber singamakhansela ukuthi kwenzekani eMkhondo. So that is why sithi ke ngokukhulu ukusheshe sizokwenza ukuthi umhlangano wekhansela uhlale la sizokwazi ukuthi sisho khona ukuthi ke khansela sibanibani sicela sincede kule ward le, sicela sincede kule ward le, njalo kuya phambili apha kuze kufike isikhathi la sizokhona ukuthi umhlonisha wethu omkhulu MEC kaKota asinikeze ukuthi ke singaqhubeka ngama-by-elections. And then number 2, ngicela ukuyicacisa ukuthi ke asilindi 90 days, but silindi 90 days after emva kokuba u-MEC eseshilo ukuthi then kwenzeka kanjani, because then sizokwazi ukuthi si-inform i-IEC ukuthi nama-councillors abele. And then okwesibili okuvelayo ukuthi ke bayahola yini? Are they getting paid? As mentioned, that they were dismissed by the Act on the 5th of April. So which means they were no longer working. So therefore they cannot be paid. As the council resolved that everything comes to a standstill, no money goes out to them because they are no longer having a contract with this Mkhondo municipality. That's how the council resolved. I thank you. Ngichazile ngesizulu. Ngiyabonga.
Uchaze awonke vele somlomo nje umasipala wethu bakhona bezindaba ke bazokhala ukuthi sikhipha kakhulu ngolimi lwesingisi la kwi-Facebook page bayacela ukuthi sigcina kakhulu ezethi mina sisizulwini sathembisa vele ukuthi hayi communication strategy yethu vele ithi 95% akube yolimi olukhuluma ngabahlali baseMkhondo. Ukusukela manje sizolungisa mhlawumbe si-communication lo esipostayo ku-Facebook page. I think now we've exhausted what we've done questions, as a clarity question. Now we move to item number 6, vote of thanks to the member of our Chief Whip,
Yeah, well, as long as Chairperson, as long as ukuthi sithole ithuba ukuthi sithole ithuba kwabezindaba ukuze sikhona ukucacisa ukuthi kwenzekalani, because umphakathi uyadinga ukwazi ukuthi kwenzekalani. Yize okwenzakalayo ungasiyo into emnandi kithini ngoba akukho mnandi ukuthi kube namawadi mhlawumbe bagcine nawo ama-councillors, kodwa ngokomthetho nokuba nzima ube sekwenzeka cishe nomphakathi osubona ukuthi ama-council meeting into bengasakhona ukuthi ihlale, and ungahlali kwama-council meeting kusho ukuthi ukudelaya kwe-service delivery okuyinto sithi priority yethu as Mkhondo Municipality. So bese sekuphoqa ukuthi kube khona ama-action vele enzakalayo so that kuzokhona ukuthi kulunge izinto, ikhona ukuthi ingqalasizinda yomphakathi iye emphakathini. Siyabonga kakhulu kwabezindaba indlela abasithathe ngayo nangendlela abahloniphe ngakhona ukusuka umhlangano uzofika la ukhona kakhulu khona njengamanje. Siyabonga Chair.
Siyabonga kakhulu siphinde sithathe ithuba sibonge u-Executive Mayor, Speaker, Chief Whip, ukuhlonipha nokuhlonipha nje izindaba uma befuna i-clarity nibe available nikwazi ukuphendula imibuzo niphendulile. Would like also to extend the invitation, but sizomtshela abezindaba ukuthi very soon u-Executive Mayor is going to launch kune program ukuthi siyabona ukuthi kukhona abantu mabefona ku-call center bafuna ukureporta ukuthi kune-pipe burst, kunogesi ohambile endaweni ethile. So sine-app, not necessarily app, sizolauncha i-WhatsApp number kungekudala cishe nje uzosinikeza umsodolopha ukuthi uzoba free nini, sophinde sinibize lapho khona umphakathi uzothumela khona just nje WhatsApp bese ke iphendula automatically le device ukuthi ingakunceda manje, bese umphakathi uyasho ukuthi nginayo inkinga noma kunanayo inkinga ku-area. Sizama ukuthi mhlambe lokho oku-affect i-service delivery kusheshe kutholakale ama-officials akamasipala ukwazi ukuthi uattende. So sizoni-invite ungekudala la sizolontsha khona ukuthi sozokhona ukuthumela i-SMS kule number, uphinde ukhona ukuthi uthumele i-WhatsApp because lokho akucost kakhulu as compared i-call center. Briefly nje sesifike emaphethelweni nomhlangano wethu, siwuvule ngomkhuleko, kanti singaphinde siwuvale futhi ngomkhuleko. Sicela lapho uhlengile usivalele umkhuleko.